everybody. Welcome back to Noah's Window. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you're watching this or listening to this. My name is Daniel Mahana. I'm the group's pastor at New Spring, and kind of doing a mini series on here in Noah's Window, talking about some of my favorite Proverbs that have meant a lot to me. Because we're in a series called Coach Step Going Pro, and Mark has done 2 installments of this Going Pro, looking at Proverbs. This one's more about the life of Joseph, but I thought it'd be a good time to just talk about some of my favorite Proverbs. It's one of my favorite books of the Bible. A proverb a day keeps the devil away. I think there's just a lot of wisdom. We need wisdom in our culture today. And so I just wanted to read a few verses from Proverbs 15. Not a whole lot of insight or commentary on them, just ones that have meant a lot to me because I need to hear them often. And it has a lot to do with just how we use our words. Sometimes I think we're kind of careless sometimes with what we say, or maybe in the heat of the moment. Sometimes I've struggled with a temper in different seasons of my life, and sometimes I react out of anger, and what I say is just kind of abrupt and quick. And so or even sometimes if I come home from work and it's chaos at home, and kids are home from school and they're just tired, and everyone gets grumpy when they're tired, and things are loud, and I mean there's been several times, whether in the car or at home, where I've said very loudly, sometimes yelling, for my kids to stop yelling. And it's like, it doesn't make any sense. So I just wanted to share a few Proverbs that kind of talk about that. And how do we, in our culture today, when everyone is screaming and the noise is so loud, how do we, as Christ followers, use our words to really build other people up? Not only each other, but also the people around us. Not that we want to be loving, we want to be gentle, we need to be respectful. Not that we can't ever be strong in our language. I mean, we need to, sometimes there are things that need to be said in a strong way. So I'm not saying you can't ever say things, sternly, because there is value in that, and there's times for that, and there's importance for that. But there's ways to do that in love, which we've talked about, earlier when we talked about Proverbs 27:5, better is an open rebuke than hidden love. But I just wanted to give you some verses to think about, because it has a lot to talk about that in this chapter. Just some words to encourage you and think about how you use your words, and how harsh you might tend to be sometimes, and how we can change that. What can we do differently in our day? So Proverbs chapter 15 verse 1 says, and I memorized this growing up in the NIV, it says, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. But I like the Amplified version because it kind of goes into more depth. It says, Proverbs 15 verse 1 says, a soft and gentle and thoughtful answer turns away wrath. A lot of times in the heat of the moment, sometimes we don't give a whole lot of thought to what we say. It just comes out, we react. But it's good to slow down. A soft, and that word's capitalized, and gentle and thoughtful answer turns away wrath. But a harsh and painful and careless word stirs up anger. Verse 2 says, the tongue of the wise speaks knowledge that is pleasing and acceptable, but the babbling mouth of fools spouts folly. If you go to verse 4, it says, a soothing tongue, speaking words that build up and encourage, is a tree of life, but a perverse tongue, speaking words that overwhelm and depress, crushes the spirit. Verse 7 says, the lips of the wise spread knowledge, sifting it as chaff from the grain, but the hearts of short-sighted fools are not so. If you go to verse 23, it says, a man has joy in giving an appropriate answer, and how good and delightful is a word spoken at the right moment. How good it is. And then actually, if you go to Proverbs 25, verse 15, it kind of references that back in Proverbs 15:1. Proverbs 25:15 says a similar thing, talking about that, but it says, by patience and a calm spirit, a ruler may be persuaded, and a soft and gentle tongue breaks the bone of resistance. So that's the proverb I was thinking about today. Just encouraging you to think about how we use our words, the tone of our voice, and how that can really impact the people around us, and how it can really, change the game for so many different conversations. But man, so many of us in our world today are just so angry, and so people are angry. And man, if we just came in with soft and gentle and thoughtful answers into our conversations, not that there's not times to be stern, because there is, but when we use this knowledge and we use it appropriately, and we love people, and we speak that truth calmly with gentle answers, instead of just spouting things out like a babbling fool, there's just important things to think about. So that's the Proverbs I was thinking about today. I hope this is an encouragement to you. I think about that one a lot. And hopefully, God will work in all of us to get better at, making sure that we use our words in a way that build other people up instead of tear them down. So I hope that you're encouraged today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.